Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is spank that like button like it owes you money to help this video reach a wider audience. But before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, the Freec Genesis ebook. This is a 19-page ebook about basic financial literacy, increasing productivity and achieving your financial goals. It's only $10. If you're not interested in a book about financial literacy, you can also visit this creator's YouTube channel. It's called Freec God, where he has scantily clad videos of attractive ladies, there to keep you entertained. Subscribe to his channel if you like them mommy milkers. Both sponsor links are down below. And now on with the memes. Number 1, the blue pill is strong with this one. Here's Rupert Murdoch with his 5th wife. This guy's almost 6 feet under and he can't even stay single for a few years and enjoys peace and quiet, it seems. He looks like one of the old guys from the Muppet Show on the balcony. Their bedroom probably smells like Depends too. I really loved his role in the film Hannibal. She's probably technically his employee, but he just calls her his wife. Up next, Finster says that in 200 years all men will look like this. It's probably closer to 50 years if the current agenda and testosterone levels continue to drop. But what really concerns me is what women will look like by then. This trans woman is now making tons of money digitally trapping middle-aged guys on Lonely Fools, and not even giving up spicy photos. Realistically, if this trend continues, there won't be any people by then. Number 3, a man broke the heart of this walking billboard, so she sliced off her arm tattoo and mailed it to him. Yes, she looks completely stable to me. The way she looks, she probably couldn't even get a job working the night shift at the Waffle House. But I'm sure there's an army of simps out there that say they can fix her. Here's a picture of her imaginary ex-boyfriend, Van Gogh. She sure showed him. Moving on, here are the stages of marriage. What you don't see is her bad attitude growing as well as the dirty dishes in the sink. Most simps won't leave their wives even if she gets over 300 pounds. This image looks like my 10-year-long relationship that I left. Also remember that 70% of divorces are initiated by women, and the main reason, according to this, is the lack of commitment from the guy. So do women get sick and tired of being the side chick in their own marriage? Number 5, this TikToker says she's very single because she's pretty and smart, and men are terrified of that. But smart women don't cover their bodies with tattoos, so it's probably just her resting boss bitch face. She won't settle for anything less than a high-value man, and those guys see all her red flags and run away. Chest tattoo, strike 1. Smoking, strike 2. TikTok, strike 3. Up next, women love feminism and don't need a man or family, but when they turn 50, they say that feminism has failed them, because they're now single and childless. Now it's too late for anything more than boxed wine and calico cats. Unfortunately, most feminists do get married, and they divorce grape the poor souls that simped out on them. But as less men are choosing to interact with women, even families for those feminists will fly out the window. Number 7, the Chicago woman was arrested for fatally beating a man and concealing his departure from his meat suit. If this is a woman, I'd like to see what the man looked like. This individual probably identifies as a wayman to avoid punishment. The victim probably figured out too late that she had man parts and didn't want to go through with the deed. This is almost as crazy as that police force in Canada that doesn't know if a sexual assault suspect is male or female, despite having semen as evidence. Moving on, Anya Chalotra, cast as Yennefer in The Witcher, was all about challenging beauty standards. I don't know, but I found her beautiful in The Witcher. At this point, I'm just happy that Gerald wasn't trans and didn't bother watching The Witcher last season. Looks like lucky for us, the showrunners failed to cast an ugly woman. I think it was only the casting director that thought she was ugly. Number 9, here's a dog and woman about to enjoy their morning ritual. I see a dog that's about to feast on peanut butter and Skippy from somebody's flesh folds. I guess that when you can't find a bear, the dog is close enough. Single white girls with dogs are a red flag. If you're a guy with a dog and a white woman says your dog is cute, make sure to tell her that your pup is gay, so she won't get the wrong idea and trying to grape Fido. Up next, these 4 women say that dad bods are celebrated but not mom bods, but we shouldn't celebrate being lazy. Also, why do women have to get naked to make every single point? These women just want a Chad, and one won't go near them, so they're trying to socially reprogram him to find them attractive. But you put a short fat man in front of them, and they will find him revolting. One half of those are mom bots. The other half are just fat or obese. Number 11, we have an actual Star Wars fan. She made this Halloween costume back in 1977 when she was 16. She looks like the women I saw at the Star Trek conventions back in the early 90s. It wasn't about status or finding a Chad back then, because Star Wars and Star Trek fans look like weak freaks. This girl might look normal today, but back in the 70s, she looked like an unattractive bumpkin nerd back in her day. We were just looking back on the past with today's obese colored glasses. Moving on, American parents are defying science and turning away from male circumcision. Oh no, where is Oprah going to get her foreskin cream from? The article says the benefits are 200 to 1. For whom? The males or the females? It's more visually stimulating to women when it's cut, and the man just has to pump more vigorously to feel any pleasure at all. And he's never satisfied because his pleasure center has been neutered. The science wants men mutilated and vaccinated. Number 13, it looks like Eminem's top surgery went really well, because you can't even see the scars. He even lost his baby belly and can now pass as a WNBA player. What kind of man takes a feminine-looking photo like this? He should change his name from Eminem to Feminem. As I'm looking at this picture, all I can hear are the lyrics, "Nothing compares. Nothing compares to you," in my head. Up next, men can understand all the gauges in this cockpit, but not their women. Josh says that's because they actually tell us what's wrong. Women have gauges too, but they give faulty readings, so you can't trust them. Planes come with an altitude gauge, and it's unfortunate that every woman doesn't come with an attitude gauge. All these gauges also become wife material when you fly through the Bermuda Triangle. Plus, the gauges will normally tell you what's wrong instead of making you guess. Number 15, next time you meet a trans man, hand him one of these t-shirts that say, "Warning, no airbags. We all die like real men." Just like when you're riding a motorcycle. I love the irony of this saying being on a woman's shirt. I don't know if a flat-chested woman would be insulted or inspired if she wore this shirt. Moving on, Al Pacino, aged 84, was moved to tears when he became a father with his 29-year-old girlfriend. But she says she has no intentions to marry him, but he needs to pay her $30,000 a month in child support. Looks like she found the infinite feminism money glitch. Have a kid with a rich man, but not marry him, and collect almost $500,000 a year in child support as long as he lives. Now you know why all the 19-year-olds keep on chasing Leo. They also want this. Number 17, this woman accidentally cheated on her husband and was kicked out of the house. Now she's facing homelessness and is asking for some positive advice. Yes, she accidentally took her clothes off and slid into a man's swing. She could always find a shelter, possibly move back in with her parents. I'll give her some advice. Pray that her husband doesn't have a boomstick. Up next, one man is subscribing to multiple Lonely Fools pages and sending the scantily clad pics to the women's fathers. This undercover simp has pissed off a lot of women, but it's hard work, and somebody's got to do it. Maybe he should print the pictures of them on flyers and hand them out to their neighbors, asking, "Have you seen this rack before?" Besides, if these women are ashamed of it, then maybe they shouldn't do it. Number 19, here's the remake of The Little Mermaid that we all want to see. Prince Leo finding underage Ariel and shuckling her fish-flavored taco. All women have standards, but when one famous man has standards and preferences, all the women lose their minds. Moving on, what a nice backyard deck. I'm sorry I've shared this unsolicited deck picture with everyone, but I think the owner forgot to trim the bushes so that it looks even bigger. This is marketing genius and needs to be a deck ad. That sure is some deck there. I'm sure the ladies would be all over it because, after all, that's some solid wood. The wooden balls are sold separately, of course. Number 21, women always say the communication is key. When you ask them what's wrong, they give you the cold shoulder and say nothing and good night. What they really mean is they want you to communicate with them, but that doesn't mean they'll be communicating with you. Remember, guys, the key to happiness is to always hire them and never own one. Women always say, "Leave me alone." But when you do that, they'll say you don't chase me or love me anymore. Up next, this woman says that her youngest son proposed to her with this fake ring she travels with, and that people need to pray for the girl who thinks that she's going to marry him. Looks like here's a woman that took the term son husband a little too far. If this doesn't prove that women are the biggest pedos, then I don't know what will. Number 23, this man changed his legal gender to female, so he can retire 5 years earlier in Argentina. No wonder that country was going broke. It let women retire 5 years before men did. This strategy will work until they require you to get gender-affirming surgery. But this guy's brilliant, though, because sometimes you fight the system by embracing it. He's playing 3D chess while the government was playing checkers. Moving on, apparently one way to not get raped in India is to dress up as a holy cow. So I guess at least half the American women visiting India would be just fine without doing anything. If you do this, make sure that mask doesn't look like a goat, because then it might be game on. But something tells me that this also won't work, because this guy gave it to a bovine, and these 4 men gave it to a monitor lizard. What the hell is wrong with Indian men these days? Number 25 and the last one, we have this article that was almost 10 years old now saying that we will have sex robots by now. I don't really know what to say about this though, because by the looks of that robot, he looks like he's already fed up with their BS. That poor robot. We also all know that women can't hook up with robots because a robot can't be your pet wallet. And it doesn't feel anything, so she can't emotionally abuse it for her own amusement. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate at the PayPal and Subscribe Star links below. It really helps out. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.